90 kilometers off Kampala-Masaka Highway lies Lukaya, a vibrant town in Kalungu district. Featuring prominently here is this visible coffee plantation. It is a crop whose growth is made possible because of Uganda's rich soil and climate. Seen inspecting the plantation is the brain behind the idea. Zhong Manke is also known as Coco.
So there are a lot of different plants here. We can see some of the cherries here are ripened, but not most of them are still green. Also, we can see that a lot of the cherries are still really small. Like for example here, most of them are still in the growing phase, but we can see here that most of them have already grown. So they're not growing at the same rate, which we need to look into a bit more.
As Uganda's coffee industry expands, Coco's pioneering spirit sets the standard high.
Growing up, I never thought of it as important because in this environment, I never saw how coffee could impact different places. But when I moved abroad and I heard about people loving coffee and the different varieties of coffee, I learned that Uganda is actually one of the major producers of coffee, ranking 8th in the world, and is a major producer of Robusta coffee.
The crop has been produced mainly in eastern, central, and some parts of western Uganda. It is now beginning to penetrate the northern part of the country. Coco's focus is on Robusta.
Since Robusta is native to Uganda, it is a very important plant. A lot of the coffee that we grow here is really good and really acclaimed worldwide. But if you ask, most people will think Brazil when you ask about Robusta coffee, and Uganda doesn't get that much recognition, which made me think that if we can find a way to promote Ugandan coffee grown by Ugandan farmers, that would be an amazing thing to be able to give recognition to the people who really started growing coffee, the Buganda tribes, who domesticated this plant and really began this coffee growing culture here.
To her, this is one way of giving back to the Ugandan community.
And so if we can find a way to encourage farmers to grow this coffee, and we can maybe increase exports and encourage farmers to be paid fairly for the amount of coffee that they're growing, we can increase basically and benefit the economies of single farmers rather than large conglomerates and large farms.
She says she has been inspired by her father, Zhong Manke, an entrepreneur in Uganda since 1999.
My vision is for the next 5 years, maybe even the next decades. I don't know how long this will be, but I'm willing to commit my time to it. And I know it will take a long time because we've already established everything here. People already have the plants that they're growing. We already have the amounts of money that people are paying for coffee. And to change that would be very difficult.
She has a background of coffee growing in Uganda, especially my farm. So that's why I propose that we shall find some project for her to do it to help Uganda.
Her philanthropic works have also seen her reach out to fellow children in the suburbs of Kampala. Extending water projects has been one of them.
Because I know that in Africa, especially here, sometimes they don't have clean water to drink. And when you don't drink clean water, you can get many diseases. So I thought that since my dad has been doing this charity business for so long, I should also come along.
Like water project, children go back to school. Those projects, those initiatives only reaching few people. But now Uganda has a tradition of growing coffee. In this world, there are two popular coffee, Arabic and Robusta.
From extending water projects to those in need to now joining the production of coffee, Zhong Manke's journey towards being economically resourceful remains one that is promising. Henry Okrut, UBC.